What's good, crew? It is your boy Hype Sneaker Beast, and we are back with another video today. And today we are going to be talking about how I copped these 3 Grails using this one app. Now, if you've seen me on the channel before, you do probably know what this app is, but I do want to tell you exactly how I did it and how I think you can have some of the same success. But before we actually go ahead and get into this video, I want to make sure you guys actually subscribe to the channel right now for more sneaker content just like this. If you're into sneaker news and sneaker reviews and all things in between, you are definitely in the right place. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. So if you're new to collecting sneakers, or you just have tons of pairs that you have no idea what to do with, this is probably going to be the perfect video for you. As you guys know, I did have a pair of Travis Scott Air Max 1s in my collection. Now, when I got this pair, the value was extremely high and it seemed like a good hold for me, as we don't know exactly what's going to be happening with Travis Scott. After some of the rumblings started to come out and people started thinking that they were actually going to be releasing, the value did start to dip a little bit. And even if the actual value of the sneaker didn't dip very low, the public's perception of the value of the sneaker did start to dip quite a bit. So I did want to try to make some sort of deal that I could win and the other person could win. And the app that I used to do that was TradeBlock. Now, as you guys know, if you have a ton of pairs in your collection that you just have no idea what to do with, or if you just have pairs in your collection that you don't mind rotating, you're not a person who likes to just keep every pair of shoes. Personally, I'm that kind of person. When I get them in my hand, I don't really want to get rid of them if I don't have to, but I will get rid of them if there is a deal on the table that makes sense. That deal, I was able to get Union 4s, a second pair of Union 4s, and a pair of Nike SB High Maui Wowies. So at the time of making this trade, the value of the Travis Scott Air Max 1 was around $1,400. But for some reason, I could not make a straight up trade for anything that was really in that realm, because people had it in their minds that the Travis Scott Air Max 1, when it did release, it was probably going to take a dip. Now, I know everyone's saying, hey, it's an unreleased pair. It's probably something that you should have held on to. But I do know that pairs are out there and they're actually a lot cheaper now than what I actually paid for it at the time. So the value for the Union 4 Off Noir is sitting at around $700 to $800, which I think is a great valuation. This is just one of the pairs that I got in that deal, and I paid close to what this is worth for the Travis Scott Air Max 1. And then we have the Desert Moss Union 4, which this value is sitting at around $400. And these two values for both of the Unions are actually continuously rising. They do not rise quickly, they do rise slow, but it is a pair that I think that is going to continue to appreciate in value, which is why I thought it was a very good idea to trade that Travis Scott Air Max 1, which the only way that that thing could have gone was down. I don't think it was actually going to go any higher than what the value actually is. I could be wrong, but at least I'm happy with the trade. Then we have the Maui Wowie SB Dunk Highs that are valued at around $300 to $400. So altogether, I think the value for each pair was about $1,500 to $1,600. It could actually be a little bit more than that. Really happy with the trade that I made, and I don't think that I would have liked to do it any other way. You could always get cash, but if I had have sold that pair and got cash, I don't think I could have came out as good as I did with these 3 pairs right here. So if you're unfamiliar with TradeBlock, here's a couple of tips that can probably help you actually get your first deal done. Tip number 1 is I typically don't send an offer right away. I try to converse with the person and try to come up with a deal before we actually send the deal. Otherwise, you send a lot of crazy deals. People get a weird perception of who you are and your sense of value, and they don't respond. And trust me, I know that from experience. I sent a lot of probably really bad deals. So if you got a deal from me and it was really bad, I apologize. Tip number 2 is to just be patient. You shouldn't rush anything. The person that I made this trade with, his name on TradeBlock is actually size 13. Please. He was an awesome person to make the trade with. I think that he's actually one of the TradeBlock top traders. So I really think that it all does depend on the person you're trading with and their valuation and their perception of value. But I do think that it starts off with having a conversation. Secondly, it does start off with being patient. I don't think you want to really try to rush anything or rush anyone into making a deal because they will just ignore you. The one thing that I did find that was a little bit different with TradeBlock, seeing as this is my first trade, is that I did get 50% off my first trade, which only ended up being about $30 for me. But if this isn't your first time and you're consistently making trades, you could be paying upwards of $60 to $70 to make a trade, and that's not even considering adding any sort of cash onto the deal. So I definitely think that that's something to consider. But if you have pairs sitting around that you're not wearing, collecting dust, may not be necessarily appreciating in value, or if they are appreciating in value and it's something that you just don't like, I definitely think about using TradeBlock to actually go ahead and clear out some of that space in your closet. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. TradeBlock is an amazing app. I think I'm on it just about every day just to kind of see what's going on. If anyone sends me any offers, if there's anything that I'm willing to get rid of. I do try to get rid of more of my used pairs. If they're DS, I do kind of hold on to them just because I like to see where the value is going to go. But if you guys are interested in trading pairs and don't necessarily know how to do it, I did drop a video on how to trade on TradeBlock. You guys should definitely go ahead and take a look at that. And don't forget to use my referral code. It does help out a lot. If you guys are interested in actually getting into the patent bread raffle, that raffle is still open. For this raffle, you will be able to select your size. I will post all of the details in the description below. Really simple, it's $30 to enter, 30 spaces. We spin live. I will select the winner and then I'll ship those out to you as soon as possible. So make sure you guys actually go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now, man. Like I said in the beginning of the video, make sure you hit that like button for your boy. It definitely helps out so much. But until next time, it is your boy, the Hype Head Sneaker Beast. I'm going.